here we are, Mexico and California
Yeah.
synchronizing on December 14th, 2024 with my dear friend, Sareya Joy, who is agreeable to exposing her life journey of ecstasy, of aging for our book, Ecstatic Aging. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah. I
So,
feel delighted and honored to be asked.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
oh, me too, that you said yes. So
Yay.
this is what we're doing is our curiosity and our intention of inspiration is to explore with real live people. What a concept. What does ecstatic aging mean to you? Let's just start right there. What does that idea mean to you?
I love the question because I'm asking myself that. Well, what does that mean? And I think initially you think ecstatic means ecstasy, all this wah, big la ti da. And as I dive in deeper to the meaning of ecstatic living or aging or dying, it's the embrace of all of it, the stuff that makes you uncomfortable, the heavy heart, all of it. That to me is ecstatic aging. And if I had not been willing to face my shadow and be with my shadow, I look at people who haven't done that and they don't seem quite as perky as I do.
And you are perky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that's why, there is a light and a dark in all of us. And you can't bypass the dark and expect to be embodied and ecstatic. So that would be my kind of in a nutshell.
I'm
My,
hearing like the not it's not an idea, the reality of self-acceptance.
that is it. That is it. There is a deep surrender that happens, and I notice more surrender and allowing as my body looks like it's aging, and there's a relaxation that comes out of that because I'm not this, oh shoot, wouldn't you know, Amazon is here to deliver.
I'll put it on pause. Go
Can
ahead.
you? That
Yeah.
would be
Okay, go ahead. Allowing.
okay, right. Allowing. There's an allowing that I've noticed I didn't have before. And it's kind of out of necessity because I don't have as much energy as I used to have. So therefore, I don't do as much. Therefore, I get to be more. And so it's opened a portal for every thing that I think I can't do. It opens a portal for something greater. And this has happened over and over in this past year, especially. It, I find it fascinating. So that in that there just is something. There's a contentment
Mm.
that I've never experienced in my younger days. Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it. What you're saying is like a transmission. It
Mm.
feels yummy. That reality. What a great reality check.
Mm-hmm.
It melts judgment. It melts this heavy should, could, would, ought to.
Or trying to be still stay younger and not, and it's like that is such a hogwash. Whoever dreamt that up, that we were not supposed to age or we age. And it's like the ripening happens, you know, ripening happens.
And there really isn't an age or a stage where there is no change. It's like life is
Exactly.
that from the first instant. Where did anybody get the idea that not supposed to change?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like stress inducing,
Stress. Totally.
but it
Yeah.
sells products.
Yeah. And workshops and this and that and fitness classes and, you know, and all of that's really nice. But what if you just followed your breath, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will say that I'm currently really facing a heartache. And I think the key word is facing. I know how it feels to let the tears well up and not express and not, or scream or whatever I need to do. And it's just deadens me. It makes me feel horrible. So I'm expressing a lot these days. Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
I want to ask you questions, but I'll do it after the recording.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love what you're sharing about how awareness has changed over time in the sense of acceptance, allowance, surrender. And it's not anything wrong. You've not mentioned that something's wrong. It's just what
Oh,
is. And
exactly.
I wonder when you were younger, if your models for aging or being older, if you remember what your interpretation or what your um, vision of that was.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that it instilled in me for a very long time this fear that I was going to end up like all the women in my family, either having a stroke and dying, or at the very least, I could end up with emphysema and suffer the last few years of my life being on oxygen. And, you know, I don't know how I'm going to die, obviously, but that fear doesn't loom
Mm.
in my subconscious mind that I'm aware of anyway,
Mhm.
because I really do think I'm a different person than my ancestors. And I'm not alive back then. I'm alive now. And we have more awareness of how to take care of our diet, even, you know, and our emotions. So, yeah, I do remember. And they were all overweight. They all drank alcohol. They all kind of had a victim consciousness. And yeah, those are different for me. Yeah.
Do you have practices, rituals, daily routines, as it were, that you do that you feel nourish you, nurture you, and that you have that intention to do that, to nourish yourself?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And I've gone for periods of time and not. And now it seems vital that I do a daily practice. And my breath is the key. If I lay down on my yoga mat and start breathing and moving and stretching and getting into a flow with my breath and my body, that's something I do every day. And afterward, that it's like a meditation and an exercise for me. Yeah. The other thing that I like to do is dance. And that's a meditation. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
kind of dance do you like to do?
ecstatic,
I love
no
it.
form.
Yeah.
Yeah, free, expressive. And that really brings me to another thought that very, very, this is currently what's going on for me, how frustrated I feel that if there's not a space to fully express myself or that others aren't expressing, I have found that frustrating lately, especially when you're close to somebody and you think, well, there's a space, a container I can just wail into or whatever. And then you find out, well, no, that's not going to work for that person. So what's coming is to use my art as my creative expression of all emotion. So anything that doesn't feel expressed or heard or I need an outlet for, it's going to come out in my art. And I might not like the looks of that art for a while, but it doesn't matter. I think I've been hung up on having my art look nice and be beautiful, my aesthetic needs. So this is a totally different approach. Yeah, I
We
don't know.
didn't. I love that, and I wondered. I forgot it. Let's dive into what a little history about the art. Like, when did you start doing that? Um, and also,
Art?
just to say, what you just had a birthday.
Yeah.
And can you give us the number of years around the sun, as it were, or turns around the sun you're at
Yeah,
this point?
79. So I'm living my 80th year on the planet and I feel privileged. I feel privileged that I am living my 80th year and look, I'm good. This body has been so good to me, really, and my life. So I spent my 70s gathering my community, my health care, my friends, my everything for the rest of my life.
And you've moved to from Maui to Ecuador to Mexico, going to expat communities, creating support, creating
Yeah.
family, I guess you
Yes,
could
it's
say.
family. Yep, that's true.
And then the, like you say, the medical support where you are now is very
It's
wonderful.
really good. It's very good. A lot of alternative help. And also, um, I mean, Western medicine is here if you need it. A hospital, good hospitals are here if you need them. Yeah, I feel there's a comfort in that, a relaxation in that, knowing that that's just it's just all handled.
So there's so many things flying through my head, but I don't want to skip over what the original, the art. Like, when did you start art? Was it,
You
have you
know,
always been an artist?
yes, always from the time I was a little girl. I was doing crafts or drawing or coloring or something. Yeah.
And so as you've matured, or you, whatever term you want to say, through life, has your form of art changed, or you find that you experiment? How do you go about?
Do I find I'm drawn to different things. Like last year, I was just woke up and said, I'm going to learn Zentangle, which is kind of drawing patterns. And I was just into that for months. And then before that, I was doing neurographic art, which is relaxing and closing your eyes and allowing the energy of whatever is going on to move uh, your marker, your pen, and then coloring in different places. So I was into that. And before that, I was into art from the heart, which is just full free expression of the energy. Don't have any agenda of the outcome of any kind. Well, you always supposed to do that. not have an agenda. Anyway, so yeah, different forms, but so this again is kind of taking a new form of abstract. I see a combination of collaging and painting and self-portrait type things in all expressions.
So I'm hearing change, experimentation,
Yeah.
exploration,
Yeah.
and learning. I'm
Yeah.
hearing a lot of learning going on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had tips for your younger self or insights for your younger self, like if she walked in and said, how about a cup of tea? Let's chat. What would you like to invite her to? What wisdom would you give her for her journey coming up that you know now that you didn't know then?
Uh-huh. Loving self-talk. That the voices in your head don't belong to you and aren't who you are. Because if we have an ego, we have voices in our head. Yeah. And I think that's such a trap of, issues for me along the way of self-esteem, not feeling like I'd measure up, being afraid to try or to engage with certain people that I might not measure up. So I think that is a theme um, that I know I've had to work with and overcome a lot. Yeah, self-love, loving self-talk. Like
Again,
I can somehow see a 7-year-old being very, remember being 7? I don't know. This is the number that comes up, is that it's like there's this lioness in there that wants to roar already at 7. And let her roar. That's it. Let her roar without concern about what other people might think of you. What do I think of me? Yeah. Yeah, that's what comes up. Tomorrow it might be something different,
I
but
love
yeah.
that. Yeah. Is there anything that you've found that, I mean, because you've already shared so much about what your what nourishes you. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if we covered this already. Has your idea about aging changed over time, and is it still changing, or how are you looking at it?
It has changed a lot over time. Um, because I think I used to see it as kind of a crumbling away, kind of a death sentence with nothing to live for because you're getting so close to, here's your timeline and you're over here at the end. But what has shifted for me in that is that how much more life can I fit in?
Mm.
How much more art can I make? How much more can I learn and grow and heal? You know?
So questioning and inviting and being curious, I'm hearing,
Curiosity for sure.
and engaging. And
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, do you find, because I know community is very important to you, and you, like I said, you've traveled the world creating community. How do you feel or notice that does that add in certain ways to this ecstatic aging movement?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because after spending so many years on Maui, that's a vibe. Every place has a different vibration and brings out a different part of us. So I was very much in my goddess energy there and flowy. And then people in expat communities come from all over. So you're exposed to these different ways of being. And I do think that helps. We augment each other's, we expand each other. You know, it's not like you're just with the same people you've been with growing up and going through school or being in the same job in that area. It's very different. Yeah,
Good point. So the newness of the
fresh.
yeah, the freshness of meeting new people or being with new
Yes,
people.
yes,
Huh.
yeah.
What's your timing for your, how are you doing for timing?
I got another 15 minutes.
Okay. So if your future self
Yeah.
were talking to you, hey,
Hey.
hey, hello, sweetheart. What do you feel like she would be wanting you to know?
Mm. Mm. That I can just be more of myself, more and more of myself, and that is my legacy.
Mm,
That's my legacy, to be true and honor myself and grateful. It's like what I hear is just continue on this path that I'm on and keep being grateful and keep doing art and keep dancing and have intimate conversations and connections.
you are transmitting big time here.
Ah,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
me too. I just so adore and appreciate you
Yeah. Mm,
and all the energy work that you've done for me has been profound.
mm.
I'm in deep gratitude for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Let's see if there's any other arena of uh, exploration to come forth here. Is there anything else for me to? Oh, I know. Um,
Okay.
how do you relate to the term rebel? We
Rebel.
and just to add that I can't remember if it was Philip or I um, invented this word rebelicious, which gives it
Ah,
a whole different vibe.
well, I think there are different versions of rebel, and I can remember being kind of that teenage rebel, like I'm fighting against. And now, what is my rebel like? It's the rebel is much softer in me, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to accept everything. You know, not everything is acceptable, and I would rebel against something that doesn't line up with my values. But I think the action comes out differently now than it did when I was younger. So I'm not fighting, I'm just removing myself more than fighting against.
Mm. So it's almost like making different choices, it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good question. Mm-hmm.
And how about uh, there's a saying that I've heard so many times that this, as you get older, you don't really care what other people think. Do you feel that way?
I still catch myself hearing what people think. I'm human.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I didn't, but I do. Um, yeah, it's just interesting how the mind works. I think I just have more of a grasp when I hear those thoughts and feel my, like, oh my God, I feel so hurt. Now I'm left out. It's like I'm witnessing more. So it doesn't impact me as deeply, but I do still catch myself caring.
I think that's real. Yeah.
That's real. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
really.
So what you've already given so much wisdom. What wisdom would you want to give to the current younger generations, like even your kids,
Wow.
or grandkids?
Drop all judgment and create through curiosity. Explore. Find your way through opening to all possibilities. Be curious and be grateful.
Mm, sweet. Well,
That's
let's
what
end the recording on this note. Thank you so much. Stay there.
you're so welcome.